Okay, in this third video we're going to look at how the chief handicapper would manage the process. And then we'll loop back and see how the user sees his completed certificate. I'm now logged in as an administrator for PHRF New England. I see the same thing. I see the PHRF New England Championships, which use the system for scoring this year, and I see a Members tab here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Members tab. And here I see something that looks very familiar, except now, of course, I have a listing of all of the PHRF New England members. All of the ones from Mass Bay, the download that we received from Walter this summer. Oh, here. Scroll back up to the top. So let's go to the Certificates tab. Here, although many times during the summer there's going to be lots of entries here, as there's multiple certificates to be processed overall. Right now there's only one. It's the same set of tabs that you saw in the local fleet handicapper, and I'm going to go ahead and process the certificate. As chief handicapper, I see a slightly different screen. Get the same information about what's changed. Again, I can hover over the tops of this to find out what it was before. So I've got a 3-bladed saw. I've got the adjustment, shows me the adjustment. But now these boxes in the handicapper section are allowed me to enter the data directly. So let's say that's all good. The base handicap's right. The adjustment is right for that. But there's a reason to give Doug a 3-second adjustment as well. So I'm going to hit update, and now I've entered all of that information. So you can the handicapper can modify this as necessary. There's certainly things that the software will not be able to figure out the handicap properly for. So John will have to modify this as necessary, as he does now. So I'm going to put this one back to its normal value and go ahead. Everything looks fine. I see here this is the note from the Hingham Bay handicapper. That's nice. These notes will not appear on the certificate, as it says here, but if I want to add something that will appear on the certificate, I type it into this section here, just like the current certificate. If I want to modify it, again, I have a modify button, and the edit buttons will come up, but at this point, let's just say I want to go ahead and approve. Here I have the option to set an effective date that's either today, or let's say maybe we'll make it Friday, and go ahead and approve the certificate. Now, none are showing in my inbox, if you will, of certificates, so that means I'm all set for the day, and I'm done. So I can go back to the Members tab or back up to managing my events. So if I go back to Doug's and hit reload, Doug's handicap, I now see that he has 2 handicaps. He has a new handicap here, valid 11.9, and with the new race and cruise rating. I can look at that certificate. It's now the red highlights have gone because it's an approved certificate, so there's no changes. And I can print this as necessary if I need to for any reason. This is effective on 11.9. The software, as many of you know, already deals with effective dates and for the date of the race. And if Doug wants to make an additional change, he could do so, although he's limited to a certain number of changes during the season. If Doug wants to go back and look at his old certificate, it's right here, so he's got a history of all of his certificates for each year and any modifications. So that's how it all is going to pull together. We're pretty excited about how this is going to work and the new features. We've got a lot of work still yet to do, but this is a pretty solid prototype, and we do believe we can be ready by the end of the year once given the nod and access to the actual data from the PHRF New England system. Thank you for taking the time to look at this, and if you have any questions, never hesitate to click down here and right here, get your contact, send us an email at info@regattaman.com. Thank you again.